Winter 2023 anime of this anime of NieR Automata, episode one. Episode one. So, what is my overall thoughts and opinions of this of this episode? Now, the first thing before we go into the episode, there is some sort of complaints. Definitely, I do want to get that out of the way first because I really don't see really why people are just complaining about this because they just don't even like it or something like that. And basically, because you just have like so much different people are just freaking out, just saying like we don't like CGI, basically in the anime and stuff like that. In general, just to be honest with you, when I was sitting here just watching this episode of the Automata, and just seeing basically what's basically what happened basically in this anime, it's just basically is mind blowing. It's really actually is. You could just tell that the CGI basically in this anime, it doesn't really look all that bad. I mean, it really doesn't. It makes it feels like it's real or something like that. That's what it feels like to me. I never seen A1 picture where it just go well so down deep, basically in this anime and just make it look like makes it look like it's kind of like real life. That's what it kind of feels to me. So that's what it kind of basically feels to me because I couldn't contain my excitement and stuff like that. And I was going, wow. I was going, wow. It's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I never seen A1 pictures would just go this deep like this for anime like this because I mean, especially this is just my opinion because I mean I know A1 Pictures made a lot of money off of Sword Art Lines and stuff like that with the movies that they have and stuff like that. I think they were just saving some of that money and so they can make the NieR Automata anime of this. I think this anime, to be honest with you, I think it's going to be anime of the year for 2023. I really do think so. Some people may disagree with me on that, but even I definitely do think so because even though since when the game came out and stuff like that, everybody's still loving 2B and stuff like that. Because I remember like some people were saying like, "Whoa, we got to get the figure out of 2B." Because I looked up on my phone because while I was doing a live reaction, I don't mean to do it, but even though I was just looking on Amazon and I was trying to find the figures based on 2B, but even though they're figures not cheap, they're very expensive. I'm not gonna lie. They're not cheap. I've seen tons of different arts of 2B and stuff like that. Sometimes people take it a little too edgy. I would say I'm not gonna say it because of YouTube reasons, but yeah. Anyways, I want to get back on track because with the CGI and stuff like that. I don't know how or why would people would just pass up on this anime and just say just basically saying this was not a very good episode. This was not a very good start. I really do not know. I really do not know because that's just basically what just feels to me because you always have a group of followers who are just basically just saying like this is not really what we liked or anything like that and and some people will just basically just complain about basically just saying like, oh, we love retro better than the modern anime. I'm not going to say who this person actually is because you probably know who I'm talking about because I know he's going to jump on the bandwagon and probably criticize people because basically for liking this anime, somebody which he has been doing back in the past and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not going to say who he is, but you guys probably know who I'm talking about. But even though that's I mean that's his own opinions and stuff like that. But so I don't mean to go in that direction. But he has been known for doing that kind of stuff because I mean one thing is just basically it's just that one of my favorite parts based in this episode. Give me one second here. Okay, basically one of my favorite parts basically in this episode is basically where they're going through this tunnel area where 2B and what's his name 9S or something like that. I think that's his name 9S, and basically what they're just flying through this tunnel, and it's just like you can look at the tunnel. It looks so real. I'm not joking. I never seen something like this before. Never have. And see how A1 Pictures just handled the CGI. It was like something. It's just like something that we never ever we have not seen before and stuff like that. Because I really do think that this CGI is really good. It's really good. Now, first we can start with the Black Rock shooter. The animation is definitely good, but the anime just left off with something basically with the end of the episode. I was hoping for a better ending from that, but and because I mean even though the animation does look good, but it's some people may not be able to like it or anything like that. But even though I'm just saying I do understand some people really do not like CGI basically being an anime because they just probably just don't like it because they rather just have their old animation style and stuff like that. That's what they'll probably have. I don't mind it or anything like that, But there's one other thing which I am going to make a video response, uh, knowing this for that world, because the thing about him is that he's very extremely biased because of the new movie, or the Dragon Ball Super movie. He said he thinks that the CGI just did not really be needed for the movie and stuff like that. And some people were just agreeing with him and stuff like that. I just totally disagree with what he just basically just said right there about certain things about what you said about the Dragon Ball Super and the movie. I mean, I respect the guy. I really do. I love his work, and I really do. It's just something that I just think that it was just not right. I'm not all right. That's just basically what it feels to me. Stuff like that. I don't want people to think I have a grudge against him, which I really don't. It's just some things that I disagree with him because that he sees more things, and something that basically what it basically feels to me. Because I understand that he's been around for a really long time here in the anime community, basically here on YouTube, and I think he's like some people may say like, oh, he's not the person who started the anime community basically on YouTube. So I really don't know. That's just basically what from what I've heard, so, especially if never, like I said before about talking about the Dragon Ball Super anime, the latest new one, I would say, but yeah. And it's just something that I really like about these and really like about this anime. I don't think there's nothing really wrong with CGI. I don't think there's nothing really wrong with it. I just don't seem to understand why people just want to freak out and just basically and just say like, "Oh, this is horrible." This is not horrible. This is really it's not horrible. This is a really good adaptation for me for what I look up here basically in a series like this. Basically, series like this. Now, the series itself, the NieR Automata, it does have that same quality with basically with fan service basically in the anime. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I was kind of worried because that they were going to, basically that they were able, Picture was going to censor some of those scenes basically in the anime, basically of the video game. But even though they really did not. But you just don't see really that much basically when it comes to from a game to adapt it into an anime. And because one thing I definitely want to say is also too, because some people may believe that we don't want an anime to be based on a video games. Some people are like that. Some people are. I'm kind of so and so on that because it just depends. It just depends on like how some people may like it. Some people may not like it. And stuff like that. And stuff like that. But there is basically one YouTuber I do want to mention is that is TV reviews, and I can't remember what all he says, but I do agree some of the things that basically he said about that some of the people just may not even like the anime because of the CGI and stuff like that. And one thing that he also mentions also, which is kind of very interesting to me also too, because I've never seen the series. I'm not a big fan of the series. I'm just not a fan of of horror anime really all that much because I'm just not really into it because it's not my cup of tea. It's just something I don't like watching. Like that, but even though that's basically just me, because he was saying that some of the fans were saying basically we're just basically saying like some people were just saying like, oh yeah, this anime near Automata is just as bad. It's just like Berserk 2016, and I don't know what to say about that. That's a whole different perspective. I've never heard people just basically say that because I'm like, look at Berserk of 2016 because I definitely do agree with you about what he says that the Berserk of 2016 it does not look all that great. It really does not. But even though I do understand, I think this is basically like the start basically of showing something much more different. And that's what basically feels bad. But I do understand that some people probably do like it, but some people probably may not like it because I think it's just basically a new thing that a basically of a new thing. It's just something you'll like if just to test the waters is just see that people really like it or not. But it's that's just basically what it feels to me. I think Chibi did the right thing, and I just think that to me for what he says back in the past about Berserk of 2016, I agree with him. And and so I understand that he's not a fan of CGI. I'm not a fan of CGI, but I just want just like what he says, back in the past, long as CGI is used in the way, correct way. And one other thing I definitely want to mention is also too, because as I'm mentioning TV reviews and stuff like that, he can be kind of picky about what kind of anime he really wants. I don't blame him. I'm not like that most of the time. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm not. But that's just basically what it basically feels to me. So yeah, and you could just see all the different boss types and stuff. And basically going on this giant machine. Like you could just see like 2B. She's using her weapons and stuff like that. Even though that she had this like this android robot with her also too. He's supposed to assist her because the little android robot is basically supposed to help her out, basically in battles and stuff like that. Now, when I'm watching this anime, I know this may seem kind of strange about what I'm going to say here is that one thing I'm really kind of curious about because since 2B is basically in this anime, I wonder if the Black Rush shooter basically of in this anime may have some kind of connection to NieR Automata. I know that's a mouthful and stuff like that, but I kind of feel like it really actually is, but I really don't know. I really don't know because that's what it kind of feels to me. Because if you've never seen a new anime of Black Rock Shooter, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, and you probably will know. And I mean, they both could exist basically in the same universe. I mean, even though like it's for that's just a mouthful. That's just basically what I think. That's just my own opinion. That's I know some people are probably going to disagree on that. So like, why are you comparing NieR Automata to Black Rock Shooter? And because the reason I'm saying it is because it seems to me it has that different of a chemistry between each other. It looks like they both exist in the same universe. That's just what I think. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's basically what I definitely should think. Now, there's also another thing I definitely want to talk about because I don't think it's this. I don't think the game never really actually just never answered this question before. I'm not so sure because I'm kind of wondering what happened to the humankind. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Like, what happened to the humankind? Why is this basically happened and stuff like that? And I think there's some humans basically out there. I do believe so. I think so. Just like with basically with a Black Rock Shooter also too because we really do not know like what basically really happened or something bad must have really happened stuff like that or something that we really do not even know. There's one other thing I definitely do want to say also as well too. Basically in regards of this basically in regards of amount of this game, you may think like 2B, she may act like that she's human, but however she's really is not human. I think she's half human and half android. That's what I basically do think. But even though that when she told 9S that we have no emotions, we're not allowed to have any emotions. But even though I think that's a lie. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And that's my opinion. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about this episode. I mean, did you guys like some of the comparisons to what I said from Nirvana being like related to Black Rock Shooter? I mean, you guys can disagree with me if you want. I mean, I don't mind, but that's just basically what it basically feels to me. But yeah. So yeah, anyways, that's it for like I said for this anime review. Anyways, I'll see you guys there. Take care. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit a like. Please hit a like, give me a thumbs up, and please hit the notification bell also too, so let me know you guys watching my videos. And please leave your comments below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, Jesus love you. I love you guys. Please stay. And remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care.